this works. Hopefully it does. Gonna get going again here, so hopefully we can get done sometime today. Gotta get into 8th gear there. Should be ready to roll. Check, make sure our fan's ready to go, get that GPS on, and let's get this thing in the ground here. And there we go. Mac, how's it going there, buddy? Awesome stream. Sorry I couldn't stay a little bit longer, but we actually had to get this pig filled up this morning, and then I threw the drone up super quick, so I got a little footage of that. But yeah, awesome stream. Always a great way to start the day off, is getting to hang out with Mr. Bear there. So, and Matt, how's it going there? Nice to see you, buddy. I hope you guys are doing great this morning. Hopefully everything's looking good there too. Yeah, like I was saying, this might be the last full day of seeding. Actually, I'm like 95% sure it will be. So yeah, I figured we'd try to get one more live stream in from the tractor here. That way you guys can kind of see it for the last time until maybe this fall or maybe next spring, just depending on which air seeder we're going to use in the fall too. But I hope everyone's having a great morning. That's like I said, I know I did, because I got to hang out with Mac this morning to start the day off, and all the people in his chat too. And Mama Bear, how's it going? Nice to see ya. There we go. All right, yeah, so we have, well, less than 125 acres left. So we have probably actually about, just going off our acre counter here, we have probably actually like 123 acres left probably here, type of thing. So like I said, it should be no problem for this air seeder. So on a good day with this thing, we can get 320 acres done in a day. So we should actually kind of be done a little bit early today, just if everything goes well and nothing breaks, type of thing. Like I said, we're just kind of keeping an eye on stuff and making sure it works. And it has been working pretty good now. We did have some issues last week. A lot of you guys probably haven't had time to actually watch last week's video yet, but we did have quite a bit of rain kind of off and on throughout the week last week. So the ground was a little bit muddy, but it seems pretty dry this morning. You guys can actually probably see there is a little bit of some dust out there as well too. Have a little drink here too. Always gotta have a little energy drink starting the day off. I will say that's one thing I'm looking forward to, is getting done with seeding and hopefully having a couple days throughout the week where I actually kind of get done at a normal hour instead of working 15-hour days. That way I can actually start editing stuff a little bit earlier throughout the week too. And Raymond, how's it going there, buddy? Nice to see you. And Eric, we gotta say a special thank you to Mr. Eric the Crazy Viking. I was actually thinking of wearing some of his merch, but I didn't want to get it super dirty. But yeah, Eric the Crazy Viking sent us, along with a bunch of other people in the community, a little care package. So I got some Eric the Crazy Viking merch. So watch out, guys, on the next farming simulator stream I do when I'm in the house. And we're probably going to be kind of all Eric the Crazy Viking merched out. So yeah, thank you again, Eric. And it was just really cool getting a package from Norway too. That's something I've never gotten before. So thank you a bunch, Eric. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I was kind of thinking about wearing it today, but I didn't want to get it dirty because it is really nice merch. And I do want to say thank you to our Dirt Pile members. That's what Mac and Eric have right next to their name right there, is just being members of the Dirt Pile there. So yeah, thank you guys for that. It's cool, and I didn't have any time to add any extra emojis, but hopefully kind of throughout the week here I can get a couple more emojis added in there for you guys. Let's see, wish you could have, oh, you guys getting even more moisture there, Matt? Yeah, and I hope you guys are all okay. I know it sounds like down in Kansas there some more tornadoes and stuff throughout the weekend, so I hope you guys and everyone else is okay there. And Eric, thank you so much for that. 10 Dirt Farmer memberships he just gifted there. That is awesome. And Tony's lurking in the background there. Tony, good morning. Guys, if you haven't, go over to Twitch right now. Go see what Tony's doing over there. Always such a great time. I always like to stop in there and hang out in the mornings with Tony. And that's actually what I'm planning on raiding over to today, is Mr. Tony over on Twitch when we get done here. But that'll be a little bit later on, so. But yeah, guys, let's throw up some tractors and some hashtags for Mr. Eric the Crazy Viking as a thank you there. And Rick got one as well there too, and Raymond also got one. So welcome in, guys, to the dirt pile. Like I said, you guys should have some emojis, and actually, yeah, I guess I don't actually even have the emojis myself. I was gonna put some up there. Oh no, never mind, I do. There we go, guys. Let's throw up some tractors for Mr. Eric the Crazy Viking, just like that. There we go. And Josh, good morning. How you doing there, buddy? Nice to see ya. All right, yeah, welcome in there, new members. And guys, if you want to get one of those gifted memberships, you just need to allow gifts on the channel. So yeah, Mama Bear and Matt, yeah, if you guys do want one, you just got to allow gifts on the channel, and then you can pick one of those up. Because yeah, we only have 7 people in here right now, so everyone should have a membership now. There we go, and Matt got one. Welcome into the dirt pile there, Matt. Like I said, at the lowest here, it's just kind of as a thank you to you guys. We got the little dirt pile emoji next to your name, and then all the emojis you can use in chat there, so. And then I do want to say a special thank you to our Dirt Pile Pro members. I know they're not here, but yeah, Kubota Gaming and Sean Carter, yeah, they're at the Dirt Pile Pro membership level, so we do want to say thank you to those guys whenever I kind of remember to, type of thing, because they are donating a little bit extra each month, and yeah, it all goes to help out the channel, so thank you guys so much for that. There we go, Raymond's got some tractors in there too. So, I guess I'm not sure about on PC type of thing there, Mama Bear. But on your phone, it should be kind of a little thing that actually pops up on screen type of thing. Yeah, it should have like a little message kind of thing that like Matt's talking about there. Hey there, Christian, welcome in there. Yeah, you're welcome there. Like I said, this is probably going to be our last day of seeding out here, so I figured I'd do a little live stream for you guys and show off the tractor one more time type of thing. We will have some other work, but yeah, we're not going to be seeding after this. So yeah, you guys might get to see the tractor kind of throughout the summer, but you're not going to be seeing the air seeder again for a little while. Get turned around here, so that's what we're doing right now, just getting turned around at the end of the field. Oh, and actually, when we get turned around, I want to show you guys the pivot, because we are pretty close to it, so you guys should be able to see it no problem. Alright, we'll get this guy set back down, make sure it all works, and like I said, I'm going to show you guys the pivot a little bit. There's the air seeder, and then kind of to the left of us here, there's the pivot right there. So yeah, we're kind of starting on the long edge, and then we're gonna head on over that way, kind of towards the east there, and we're gonna finish up down there sometime today. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the pivot before, we do have 2 pivots on the farm here, 2 half-mile long pivots. So yeah, these things are huge. They're 17 towers. So I know on Farming Simulator, we do have that mod, the pivot mod, but you can only get 4 towers on that one. So that's very, very small compared to the one we have in real life here. Yeah, I figured I'd show you guys that. We'll pop back over here. A little bit easier for me to read chat then. Okay, you're from Germany. That's awesome there, Christian. Yeah, welcome in there. It's always fun meeting people from other countries and stuff. That's like we were talking about this morning, Eric the Crazy Viking here. It was really cool getting a package from Norway. Just having it even show up to the house. And that's the other thing too. I do want to say thank you to Eric, and the timing was pretty good, because I was having a not very fun day that day, and I was tired and just frankly very frustrated with lots of things. And yeah, came home and saw that package sitting on my doorstep, and it really put me in a good mood opening it up and seeing all that Eric the Crazy Viking merch. So yeah, thank you again for that, Eric. There we go. Matt's got the emojis figured out. Like I said, guys, we're going to add a couple more emojis throughout the week there too. So I want to say thank you to everyone that's hanging out this morning too. I know you guys got other stuff going on. All right, there we go. Actually, I still got to put the drone away too. So that's like I was talking about here earlier. We had the drone up this morning trying to get a little footage, so I can get that put away. You guys probably don't actually never see me put this thing away before. But yeah, I like this drone, specifically this one too, because it is small enough. It's pretty simple to carry around the tractor. This is the bag that it goes in, and it's actually a pretty nice little carrying case as I drop the drone. But yeah, here we'll show you guys kind of what that looks like. So yeah, I have like 2 extra batteries I always carry in the bag. Oh. And then the drone kind of has its own little special spot it sits in there. It's going to be kind of tough to see until I get everything in there. You want to check, make sure my air seeder's still working here. But yeah, that's part of the fun of seating time is, yeah, this is kind of my primary home and office is this cab, because I do spend more time in this cab this time of the year than literally anywhere else. Yeah, I'm only at home for probably 9 or 10 hours a day type of thing. Pretty much just shower, sleeping, and eating breakfast quick type of thing. Oh, here, I forgot I was going to show you guys. Yeah, so this little tiny case and everything just kind of fits in there perfectly. You can see we got the drone, it's got a little spot it sits in there. We got the remote and then a couple extra batteries and stuff. And there's actually some parts and stuff in here too, in case I do crash it. But yeah, that's what I really like, is just having this little tiny carrying case with this thing. It makes it pretty handy because, yeah, like I said, I do have 3 different cameras, I guess, now. Hey there, Trevor. Good morning. How you doing there? Ooh, that would be really cool there, Matt. Yeah, it's always fun just seeing what people do add pivots to the map and stuff too, because there's only a few maps that actually have it on Farming Simulator. So, and there we go, Mama Bear got one of the memberships from Eric. That's awesome. And Hazy Patrick, good morning. How you doing there? Man, I think we have, it might be a members only chat in here now. That's all thank you to Mr. Eric Crazy Viking. Finland, Canada, US, Netherlands. Yeah, no, that's what makes this so cool, Raymond, especially the Farming Simulator side, is we literally have people from all over the entire world that we get to chat with and hang out with. And I should almost learn some more languages so I can talk with even more people. But yeah, that is so cool. That's one of the best things about, that is actually probably hands down the best thing about Farming Simulator, is the farming aspect is a ton of fun, but the community is what just really makes it kind of over the top better than some of these other games. There we go. Yeah, that is awesome, Mama Bear, and I'm glad you got one. Like I said, I think everyone in here is a member now. Hey, Trio, good morning. How you doing there, buddy? Yeah, guys, if you haven't, go check out Mackenzo's channel. He's going through some tough stuff. He's got some real life stuff he's dealing with as well there too, and it's definitely not easy. Yeah, just kind of things going on there. So yeah, guys, if you want to show Max some support, all it takes is just going over and subscribing to his channel, checking out his videos. That's, like I said, I always love start my day off at Max stream, and then usually right after Max, I head over to Tony's stream and see what he's doing over there type of thing. But yeah, it's always just a great way to start the day off. Getting to hang out with Mac. It's a good chill stream first thing in the morning, and kind of get a little energy going to start your day off. And then just the technology on his stream is so cool too. So if you guys haven't, please go check out Mackenzie. Like I said, he's been a good friend of the channel for a very long time now. And Miss Wild, good morning. How are you doing there? There's another great content creator, and why not? Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well there. Why not? Yeah, guys, I'm not going to get into it too much, but yeah, guys, keep Why Not your thoughts and prayers there. He's going through some hell stuff right now, so yeah, like I said, he can just use everyone's thoughts and prayers right now, type of thing. But yeah, that is also the coolest thing. That's what I enjoy about doing these streams as well, too, is being able to share everyone's links. And I guess I haven't actually seen any links in the chat there, but yeah, if any of our moderators want to, you guys can definitely throw up links for other people's channels. That way you can find them. Like I said, just about everybody in here makes some awesome content. Just going down the list here, yeah, we got Mama Bear, Raymond, Why Not, Miss Wild, Mac, Matt, Eric the Crazy Viking. I think the only person in here that doesn't make any content yet is Trio, so alright, we're gonna turn around here quick. But yeah, that's what it's so much fun getting to actually watch your guys' streams when I'm out here on the tractor too. I know I talk about that every once in a while, but yeah, it definitely helps kind of the day go by when I get to hang out to your guys' streams while I'm out here for 14 or 15 hours a day. And it's just such a fun game to watch, especially Farming Simulator, because you can be playing on the same exact map with the same exact equipment, and just having that same stuff, you can still have different play styles just on different crops you're seeding and everything else too, and how you build your farm and everything. So it's always enjoyable watching a little Farming Simulator content, because there is literally no two streams that are exactly the same type of thing. Let's see there. How does one get into a career in farming? So, let's see, I'm trying to think. I guess the simplest way to get into it would be definitely learning. So, honestly, I think if you played Farming Simulator before and played it pretty realistically, kind of like you have to there, Mac, that's a good start. Just having some knowledge about how farms work, and yeah, watching some of these YouTube videos on different farmers, and specifically in the area you want to work too, is definitely a good way of doing it. And then, yeah, you just got to find someone who's going to give you a chance to work there, type of thing. It's definitely easier in different parts of the country. That's like around here, dollars are pretty tight farming in Montana. So yeah, we don't have extra hired guys around here if we don't have to, type of thing. But yeah, you go to places like North Dakota or anywhere in the Midwest where they do make a little bit more money off each acre, type of thing. It's probably a little bit easier to get a job in some of those areas just because they do make more money each year, type of thing. But yeah, just finding someone who's going to give you a chance. And some of these big farms, they do have different operations and different hired guys for different things. Like some of them, it's just maintenance guys is all you're gonna do, and then some of them you'll just be like a tractor operator if it's a big farm type of thing. So, and actually, Mac, I know there is a lot of big farms down there in Texas where they do have guys that are literally like just tractor operators and stuff. So yeah, I check any job offerings for kind of ag around your area and stuff. That's a good way to get into it, type of thing. Like I said, just finding someone that's gonna give you a chance, because yeah, it's not a simple job, so most guys are pretty happy if they can just have someone working there, type of thing, even if they do have to kind of teach them and whatnot too. Because farming is a very different job. You don't go to college for farming. Even I went to school for ag business and then ag mechanics, so you'd think I kind of have everything figured out, but there is no way to go to college and learn how to drive a tractor, type of thing. So that's not something you can just go to school for. It's something you do have to just kind of learn, type of thing. And Otto, how's it going there, buddy? Good. Oh, hope you're doing well there. So right now, Matt, we can get, let's see, about 70 acres, just because with our yellow peas, it's a really high rate. So with our spring wheat, we were able to get what? I think 250 acres or something like that. So it was a whole lot more acres we could get done in one tank load. But yeah, with the yellow peas, just because it is such a high rate of peas, it's only 70 acres we can get done. That's awesome, Raymond. Is this live? Good morning, Yas. How you doing? Nope, no, this is all pre-recorded. Definitely not live. Nothing you're seeing here is live at all. But how you doing there, Yas, man? Good to see you. If you guys haven't, go check out Yas's channel. He does have some new videos up there too, which I haven't got to check out yet, but it is on my list there. And if you guys don't know, Yas makes some awesome mods. I think all of them are for all platforms except for the Swather add-on one, but most of his mods are for all platforms too. So yeah, he's got some extremely very helpful ones, especially for us console players. That's like the liftable bags and pellets. I think that was Yas's. One of them anyways, but that one is super handy. Then like the mobile cell point, that's another really handy one as well too. Oh, that's cool, Raymond. Yes, and I know that's Mac. We've talked about it before, and some of you guys probably don't know this, but yeah, I wanted to get Mac up here helping on our farm type of thing, but it is just kind of tough because I don't own the farm yet. Obviously, the guy that pays the bills doesn't want to hire another person because, yeah, I don't think I've talked about that before, but I haven't had a raise or a bonus ever since I've worked here type of thing. So if he is making extra money, it's going all to him because he hasn't really gave a bonus to the people that are working here more than he is type of thing. So like I said, I definitely wish we could get Mac up here because there is days where I could definitely use someone who's actually helping on the farm type of thing. Hashtag blame Rob, there we go. Hey Rob, good morning, how you doing there, buddy? I was kind of confused. I saw Yas's hashtag blame Rabbit Rob. I was like, Rob's not in here, but he is in here. And Abigail, good morning. How you doing there? That's yeah, like I said, I hope everyone's having a great start to the week here. Like I said earlier too, this should be our last full day of seeding type of thing. So after this, we're going to be switching off and doing some other projects. Actually, like I was saying earlier, we showed it off. The irrigation pivot over here. You can see kind of the center tower straight over that way, and then the pivot that goes a half mile all the way down to the other end of the field. That is going to probably be our next project, is getting those guys ready to go. We'll have a bunch of spraying and stuff to do as well too, but yeah, we're definitely going to want to get our water going, is going to be kind of our next big project here, and we do have a lot of work to do on those things. So, and we did a little bit of work on those actually kind of near the end of this last week's video that came out yesterday. So yeah, if you guys do want to see me actually pulling one of those pivots together, there's a little time lapse near the end of this last week's video. Hashtag Rob likes John Deere. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yay, question mark? I like that, Rob. Well, I mean, we do have the pivots on console now, thanks to Hispano modding, but we need a couple more towers. So I was actually talking about that earlier, Yas. I did finally get to mess around with that pivot mod a little bit, but you can only get 4 towers on that one. And our tower, we have 17 towers on our pivot. So our pivot is a whole lot bigger than the one you can get in game there, which, yeah, I kind of was hoping he'd have more towers to it, but 4 towers is still fun. You kind of get the gist of how it works and everything though. But yeah, ours in real life here are just very, very large. That's kind of how farming is here in Montana, is everything just seems to be a little bit bigger than other stuff. It was actually kind of funny. I remember last year, well, sort of when I started all the YouTube stuff and everything, and I was talking about pivots, actually on one of the Giants Discords. I was like, yeah, we have 2 half-mile long pivots, And there was several guys that were like, no, they don't make them that big. That's like, that's not real. I was like, I've literally been working on these things for 4 years now. Like, trust me, they're a half mile long. I know, and yeah, there was a couple guys who literally refused to believe that they were a half mile long. But we'll see. It's hard to convince some people on the internet, I guess. Consoles come to the pivots. I mean, we could do that. I don't know if you saw that short from last week, Rob, but I did actually get to play a little farming simulator in the cab here. So yeah, if you guys didn't see that, it should be like my second most or second newest short I have uploaded. Yeah, we actually did get to play a little farming simulator 22, in the cab of the tractor here. So yeah, not the mobile version, the actual like PC and console version in the tractor. So that was actually really fun. I kind of completely forgot about that too. Well, that's really cool, Raymond, and that's what makes it fun, is when it is kind of in the family type of thing there too. So I think it definitely motivates you a little bit more, because there's been some days where it's definitely not hard or definitely not easy around here on the farm, and it is my grandpa's farm, so I do hope to take it over someday type of thing. So that always just gives me a little bit extra motivation, just because it is my grandpa's farm and he worked a whole lot of years trying to get it to where it's at type of thing. And Scott, good morning. I hope you're doing well there. Big Murray, how you doing? How's it going there, Matt? Good to see you, buddy. He's probably out there seeding away this morning as well, just kind of a long ways up that way. Hey Neil, good morning there, buddy. Sorry, I almost missed you there. Oh, another inch of rain? Man, you guys are getting just rain after rain there, Neil. Yeah, I try my best, Mama Bear. I know Matt, Neil, and any other real-life farmers in here can say the same thing. Lots of farms are ran off of energy drinks and other stuff, too, so we try to always have as much energy as we can type of thing. Yeah, so Trio, I should actually make a little video kind of talking about that, but I was actually using the Xbox Remote Play feature. So it just kind of streams it from my Xbox in my living room to my cell phone type of thing. So that's actually how I was able to play it out in the tractor here. And Nathan, thank you for dropping a like, buddy. I appreciate that. Let's see. Making sure we're not missing anybody. And guys, if I do miss anybody, or if I miss any questions, just ask them again. Sometimes it is a little bit hard keeping up with chat when I'm trying to keep an eye on stuff as well here too. And guys, like I said, this might be our last day of seeding, so if you guys do have any questions on the air seeder or on the tractor, do not hesitate to ask. We've got enough real-life farmers in here too. We should probably be able to answer lots of questions. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Matt just said he's on his last field of Durham in the spring wheat, hopefully done by the weekend. Man, that's, with that big air seeder, you guys can definitely get some acres covered, that is for sure. And if you guys don't know what Durham is, that's what Matt Woods is talking about there. Durham is used mainly for pasta. So yeah, he takes all his stuff, Pasta Montana here, and yeah, so yeah, if you guys are eating some pasta from Montana, Mr. Matt Woods might have grown that for you. 30-minute break, 8 hours to get. Ooh, getting a little overtime this week there, Scott? Yes, and actually, hopefully, if we get some slower days around here, Matt, I would love to come up there and hang out with you in the tractor and that big air seeder, too. 120 hole. But how long are they actually, Neil? Because some pivot manufacturers have like shorter towers and stuff too. Because yeah, I haven't seen any that are actually bigger than half-mile long ones. But yeah, 20, that would be massive. That would be pretty cool to see that. How heavy is the air seeder? That is a really good question, Mac, and I would not know that one off the top of my head. Might be able to look the specs up on it, but yeah, these things aren't light, and they don't make them light either. These precision ones, they can make them a little bit lighter, but that's like the big hoe drills and stuff. You do want the weight just to kind of help everything get in the ground type of thing. But yeah, these things are heavy. And then this air cart is very, very, very heavy when it's loaded type of thing, because yeah, you think we got 430 bushels of stuff on there when we're completely loaded. So it's a ton of weight just on the tank itself too. But yeah, like I said, I'm not actually sure how much this thing weighs. I've never even looked that up, if I'm being completely honest. Let's see. Oh my gosh, and sorry guys, there is so much going on. You guys are chatting away. That is awesome to see. So sorry if I miss anyone. And Joe, good morning. How you doing there, buddy? I did see some more questions I'm trying to figure out here. Oh, nice, Scott. Oh, Mama Bear's got a John Deere farm on Blackwater Bottoms. Very nice. 5 inches of rain in the last 10 days. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting dumped on there, Neil. Hopefully it keeps going throughout the rest of the year too. That's like, I know last year we had pretty good rains in the spring, but then it just stopped after that, so that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier there, Mama Bear, is yeah, once we're done seeding, I'm gonna start kind of working on the pivots there, because we do want to have the pivots go on and watering here kind of as quickly as possible. But yeah, we have a bunch of stuff we have to do to those, and especially down at our river pump, which some of you guys haven't got to see that before too, so that'll be a little bit new for some of you. But yeah, we have a ton of work to do down at the river. We got about 3 different large things to put back together on the engine itself and on the pump too. And actually, one of our pump pieces is still down in Billings, Montana, so one of these days we're gonna have to run down there just to go get that thing as well. Yeah, oh yeah, Joe. So yeah, Joe's talking about the new purchase we got on the farm here, and if you guys haven't seen that yet, I did finally show it off. That's our nice $300,000 used piece of equipment. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen that out, yeah, go check last week's video out there, because I did finally show that off and talk about it some. And yeah, $300,000 for a used piece of equipment is definitely not cheap. But yeah, it'll be interesting when we get that thing going there, Joe. That's like I was kind of talking about in the video, especially just compared to the SprayFlex sprayer we have, if the John Deere does any better, which I don't think it will, but it will be. Okay, you can stop beeping. It will be pretty nice having all the auto boom height and everything though, so I am really looking forward to that. But yeah, hopefully one of these days we'll actually use this sprayer instead of having it as kind of a lawn ornament. Yeah, that'd be cool. You should, yeah, if you ever see one of those, Neil, you should get a little footage of it. It's always cool seeing some of those massive pivots too. Hey Vanessa, good morning. I hope you're doing well. A like and a jerk to you? I'm not sure what that means, Vanessa. Good morning though, I hope you're doing well. Yes, and that's good, Joe. You definitely deserve a little R&R, especially all the miles you put on. I forget, you said the one day how many miles you had already put on, like within 3 days or something like that. It was just a crazy amount. So yeah, whenever you get a little time to hang out with the family and rest, it's always good for you, man. Oh yeah, oh, and sorry, I must have missed that. Mama Bear, but yeah, Trio said it perfectly. And once we get them going, we will have a bunch of footage of them kind of throughout the summer here, because that's kind of our big main thing throughout the summer is I have to kind of just keep an eye on those things and make sure they are working, because they do have a lot of breakdowns, especially the long half-mile ones. They have lots and lots of issues because they do have lots and lots of tires and towers and whatnot. And Julia, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Okay, Neil. That's, I was like, man, it would be sweet to see a 20-section long pivot. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's like, honestly, I kind of wish we had just more smaller ones, like half the size, and just more of them, because it is a lot simpler with the smaller pivots. That's actually, some of our neighbors have some pretty new ones just to the west of us there. They're half the size of ours, and actually some of them are a lot smaller than that. But they don't have as many issues with theirs, just because there's a lot less cowers and stuff going on too. But it's hard to complain about pivots. They are a ton of extra work, but it is nice having water, especially in our country, and yeah, probably in your country there too, Neil, where you don't get as much rain type of thing. It makes a very large difference. That's kind of what I figured, Matt. I was just like, I read it, I was like, that's not right. Oh, it always makes it pretty fun though. Whenever typos happen in chat, there's always some pretty funny moments, and it happens to all of us sometimes. It's some pretty embarrassing things I've accidentally said in chats before too, and it's like, that wasn't right, that was a typo. It makes it fun though. Yes, Julia, I don't know who got yours. That might have been one of those other streams, or it could have been from Eric. So yeah, earlier in the stream here, Mr. Eric the Crazy Viking gifted out 10 memberships, which was awesome to see. So I think just about everyone in here is a member now. Actually, I was checking on Sunday yesterday when I was uploading my video and stuff. And yeah, I think we have like 54 members. I think, well, 64 members now. So yeah, thank you, Eric, again for gifting out those memberships this morning, man. That really helps me out a lot. Exactly, Matt. I don't like doing rain dances too much, I'm not gonna lie. It's just a lot simpler to just run a bunch of diesel through an engine and have fake rain coming down. Actually, it's not easier, it's a lot more work, but at least we can kind of control it type of thing. Oh, really? Well, actually, Joe, so my uncle does know the owner of the John Deere dealership here pretty well, so whenever we do use it, we're supposed to have a tech come over that day, and he's gonna help us kind of get everything figured out free of charge, or the salesman or whoever sold it to us type of thing. So I think we're just kind of waiting till a day after harvest to do it type of thing, because like I said, it kind of is busy right now. Oh, cool, Neil. I have not had time to check that out, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't have tons of time to check out other people's videos, especially the longer ones, but hopefully I can if I get some time one of these days or something. Oh, that is awesome, Why Not? Well, yes, guys, yeah, congratulations to Why Not's son passing his driver's test. That is amazing. It's always nice when you have a little freedom and can start driving around type of thing. There we go. Yeah, you can be a chauffeur. There we go. I like Mama Bear's idea. Yes, and thank you, everybody. The 17 people watching, 17 likes. We appreciate that, guys. It's not too bad, actually, Matt, and I should have maybe talked about that some, but like I said, it's been kind of a rush. But yeah, no, it's pretty simple to move the pivots. We literally just have to turn them on, let the engine warm up, because they are diesel engines. And hopefully, if I make it over to my dad's farm one of these days, we can kind of do a comparison between the pivots, because his are all electric drive and not diesel driven. So yeah, his are ran off of just like the main power poles around here, and it's a lot simpler than having these diesel engine ones. But yeah, it's not too bad to move them. You just turn it on, and it takes a little while to move it type of thing, but eventually it does get out of the way. Yeah, even when these things are going at full speed, they're going pretty slow. It's a crawl type of thing, and I'll definitely have some footage when these things are moving just at kind of moving speed too there. Because yeah, when they're watering, they're going very, very, very slow. Like, you can't hardly see them moving type of thing. But like I said, yeah, that's kind of our main job throughout the summer, is keeping the pivots going. So there is going to be plenty of footage on that throughout the summer, like I said there too. Lucky old Larry. Oh, really, Joe? Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, some of those guys, and it always seems like it is down in Texas too. There's a lot of like all John Deere farms down in Texas, so I don't know. You Texan guys just really like your John Deere equipment or what it is, but that's, yeah, I see a lot of like TikToks and stuff and, well, YouTube shorts and everything that are out at Texas-based farms, and it's like, man, they just have everything John Deere down there. Get this thing pulled out of the ground. Let's see, where are we at here? We got 25 acres done this morning, so we're going. We're not going fast. And that's the other thing too, actually, guys. Matt was kind of asking how long we can go on one tank load here. Like I said, it's about 70 acres we can get done with a full tank load because of the peas. But since we're putting down such a high rate of peas too, we're actually going slower. So I'm only going about 4 miles an hour right now, just because we do have so much material actually going through the air seeder right now. So if I go any faster, then it starts plugging up those little hoses down there. We definitely don't want that. Let's see there. And Nuke, good morning, buddy. I hope you're doing well. And yes, guys, gotta say a special thank you to Mr. Nuclear Salmon there too. So I was watching Nuke stream on Saturday, and he kept talking about this special thing he was going to show off later in the stream, and I was like, man, that sounds pretty cool. But yeah, I was just kind of seeding out in the tractor and watching Nuke, and that's like I always talk about. It's always nice being able to watch some of your guys' live streams when I'm out here working. But yeah, like I said, I was watching Nuke there, and he kept talking. He's like, yeah, we got to show off this special thing I got here, and he showed it off, and it was a Dirt Farmer sweatshirt. So thank you, Nuke, for buying a sweatshirt and for showing it off on the screen there too. I'm glad I was able to make it into your stream so you can show it off there too. So yeah, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's bought merch as well there too. Mr. Scott, aka Farm Sim Freak, in here, he bought a hat as well too, and he showed it off in his stream. And then iFarmer Steve, he also bought a hat on its way. And then Max said he bought a hat over the weekend as well there too. So yeah, there's going to be lots of Dirt Farmer merch kind of around the Farm Sim community. So I do want to say thank you to you guys for helping support the channel that way. I really enjoy when people support the channel by buying merch, because then you guys get something back as well there too. Let's see there. So ours are electric. Okay, nice, Neil. Yeah, that is way simpler, except for if you lose power type of thing. Yep, and so yeah, ours are diesel engines running a generator. And like I said, we'll have some videos showing them off and how they work and everything too there. T&L, hydraulic drive pivot. No, so ours are not hydraulic drive. Ours are electric from the actual pivot itself. So from the generator, it's electric. And then it just runs little motor on each one. And yeah, ours are Valley pivots too there. So yeah, that's T&L is another brand of pivots is what Neil's talking about. And that's actually what my dad's pivots are, T&L's there, Neil. So I am 100% familiar with those, because lots of my high school kind of years I spent working on those things and making sure they were still running in the summers and everything. John Deere Freak right here. Nice. Man, that would be kind of crazy, seeing a farm that's like all one brand like that, Joe. Even, yeah, if it was just Kloss or Fendt and stuff too. Yeah, Matt, so yeah, these are yellow peas. And I do kind of talk about them a little bit in this last week's video, so if you guys watch that, you'll see. But yeah, just yellow peas is what we're seeding right now. And like I said, this will be the last day of it too. So we have a little bit of some dry land yellow peas, but then most of it's all irrigated. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they do on the irrigated ground here too. Oh, it comes today, Mac. Did you get the fast shipping too? That's like, I was kind of surprised when Scott got his, because he had it like the next day, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I got like the overnight shipping. I was like, holy cow. Oh, I remember you talking about that, Nuke. You're just like, yeah, I got the sweatshirt, but I need the t-shirt because it's gonna start getting hot out. I didn't know, like 90 hot. Whew, you guys are gonna be cooking over there, but I guess it's gonna be kind of heading our way too. I think tomorrow we're supposed to have a high of 86, so yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit warm pretty early for this time of the year too, but I think it's supposed to be like 77 today out here. So yeah, definitely be careful if you're going to be outside running around there too, Duke, and make sure you're drinking lots of water. Speaking of drinking lots of water, everybody should take a quick second, hydrate. Just straight water is always healthy, especially when you've been pounding an energy drink all morning too. Coffee on its way. Thank you there, why not? Appreciate that, buddy. Ban the John Deere fans? No! Can't ban myself on my own channel here, Yoss. That's what I always say. That's when people ask me what my favorite brand is. I honestly don't really have one. I just kind of like whatever works that day type of thing. But John Deere does kind of hold a special place in my heart type of thing, because that's my grandpa's always really enjoyed John Deere, and it's his favorite brand. So kind of just from him type of thing. That's kind of my little bit more favorite brand. But I do enjoy all our Case IH tractors and everything else too, because they work just as well. And everything does break eventually. Some things just tend to break a little bit more than others. Yes, Matt. I don't think I actually got any footage of ours, but yeah, there's definitely some pretty gnarly little sandbars. So what Matt's talking about, from all the rain we had, kind of melted off extremely quickly this year, along with all the wet spots, we actually have like little sandbars where the water just kind of washed everything out. And some of those sandbars are a little bit tricky too. Some of them have water underneath of them, which you don't notice until you're out there, and then it's kind of like a puckering type moment where you're not sure if you're gonna make it through there or not type of thing. It gets a little interesting once in a while. Yeah, and it's always interesting hearing like how people become fans there too, Joe. And that's like, I know Rabid Rob, he's a Case fan because yeah, his grandpa, let's see, what was it, your grandpa worked for a Case IH dealership there, Rob? And Rob might actually not be here because he is working right now, but yeah, I think that was kind of Rob's thing. Was, yeah, I was pretty sure his grandpa was a Case IH mechanic or worked at a dealership type of thing. So that's usually how I feel like most people become fans of certain brands. It's kind of whatever their grandpa or their dad was a fan of type of thing. There we go, hashtag hydrate. Clear salmon? But, I mean, if you chew hard enough, they might be Yoss. Can't say I've ever ate much of it myself. Actually, kind of funny talking about that, eating dirt. That was one thing, one of our college professors always talked about. You should have like a spoonful of dirt with all of your meals throughout the day. Like, not each meal, but like throughout the day, you should have like a total of 1 spoonful of dirt, because it's supposed to be good for like your gut, your metabolism and stuff. But I've never tried that one out. But yeah, that was one of our college teachers. Yeah, told us we should actually eat dirt, and he was very serious on it, because that guy, I don't think he ever joked type of thing. So, but we were actually talking about that at dinner for Mother's Day yesterday. My brother and I were chatting about that because we kind of forgot about it, but it's like, that was always kind of odd from our teacher telling us we should eat a little dirt with our meals. How do I join Coffee Yoss? Oh yeah, Yoss, did we get some cool mods? That's didn't get to make it into Tony's stream this morning because I was busy, but we're going to be heading over there after we get done with this stream. So yeah, I didn't get to even see what new mods we got. Yet if you guys don't know, Yoss actually helps DJ GoHam with all the mod news. Yoss kind of runs the website version of it, and then helps GoHam with some of his stuff and all the information and stuff. So yeah, thank you for that as well there too, Yoss. It's always nice keeping up with the mods, and kind of, sometimes it isn't always simple to watch GoHam's videos, so it's always nice to kind of have that written up version as well there too. Case 1680 combine was the... Oh, that's cool there, Joe. Yeah, that's another way people definitely kind of end up having their favorite brands there too, is like the first one they drove in. And that's actually why I really like our Case H9280. I was kind of thinking about this yesterday. But yeah, when I was growing up and when I was little, that was like the first big tractor I kind of remember was that 9280, because my dad has a 9280 as well too over on his farm. And yeah, that's when I was young. I remember that big red tractor out in the fields and stuff. And then the Big Bud's another one I remember too. So actually, at our old farm we actually had a pretty new Big Bud over there too. And I remember that thing. And that's one thing I always wish we would have been able to bring the Big Bud with us to the new farm. But when we traded farms, we kind of traded Big Buds too, and there's an older Big Bud that they had over at this place, but the one we had at the old farm, man, that thing was just a beauty. And I don't remember the number of that one or anything, but it was the Big Bud, and it had like a little blue stripe on it and stuff too, and it was just a beautiful looking tractor. Oh wow, we have a road grader. That is surprising. If you guys don't know what Matt's talking about, I don't think I've ever actually talked about it, but yeah, it's our county road department has a very, very bad shortage of people to run the graders right now. So our poor roads are in pretty tough shape. And actually, I don't know, for Matt, in the other county, it might be a little different, but he's kind of right on the edge of the county type of thing. So yeah, he doesn't get to see road graders a whole lot either. So it's always nice when you see a grader, because you know the road's going to be fixed for like at least 2 days type of thing, depending on what kind of job they do. Yes, why not? So yeah, I always do my headlands last if I can type of thing, just because that way you're not driving over it multiple times and kind of compacting everything type of thing. And I know Neil actually talked about it, I think in one of his videos. I didn't get to watch it, but I did see the title. For some odd reason, yeah, he does his headlands first type of thing, which is kind of backwards to how I was taught. But that's the thing about farming is it's kind of interesting too, is people do things a little bit differently, and they have different reasons for doing it too, especially when you're in different parts of the country as well. But yeah, it's always interesting how people do things differently. But yeah, that's how we've always done it, is you always kind of do your headlands last type of deal. Hudson Trio, DJ Go Ham. Yeah, no, that was a good question. Why not? Thank you for that. Yeah. On one of your last days of seeding, you're going to have a good road there, Matt? Oh, I wish they'd come down south here and fix some of our stuff, because there's still some spots where all it literally needs is just to be graded out after we had all that water to run over, and that was, what, a month ago or something like that now? And it's like, man, we'll just run down here super quick one of these days and grade over that. That would be pretty nice. Yeah, so it does kind of make a difference with the tracks there too, Nuke, but even guys with tracks, they still do their headlands last type of thing. But yeah, the tracks actually do help with compaction quite a bit, because it is a longer footprint. So compared to like our tired machine here, which you guys obviously see. Let's see if I can get the camera there. Yeah, you guys can see we obviously got tires on here. And I should almost hop out of the tractor and show you. But yeah, when you think of a tire, it's only got like, what, that much of it's actually sitting on the ground type of thing. So then when you have like a quad track with like a really, really long track, you're just kind of spacing out that weight a little bit more. So it definitely does help with compaction, having a track machine compared to a tired machine. But I do like tires because they are just a whole lot more simple type of thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how all the pivots are made in Nebraska there, Neil. Actually, I was at a meeting this winter, and I was actually having lunch with one of the dealers for Zenomatic around here. And he was talking about, yeah, how everything, like every brand's made in Nebraska there, and it's all relatively close too. So I don't know why Nebraska decided to be the pivot manufacturer of the world here. That's pretty cool, and actually makes it probably pretty nice for you guys. You guys can kind of have a choice of different pivots to use out there. Oh no, that's not good, Matt. Yeah, actually, that was a good question there too. Why not? Yeah, actually in college, we played a lot of Farming Simulator in college and stuff, and yeah, it made it pretty fun. So that's, yeah, Matt and I actually got to go to college for 1 year together, down in Bozeman, MSU Bozeman, go Cats. But yeah, yeah, we had lots of fun down there too. Playing Farm Sim and doing other things, mostly with adult beverages, aka Wobble Pops as Matt calls them. Had lots of fun. Yes, exactly, they're Nuke. Yeah, the tires are way, way cheaper than tracks too, and like I said, I really enjoy them for the simplicity type of thing. The tracks do always look cool though, and it's nice, just especially having like smaller sheds and stuff too, because like it would be way easier for us if we had tracks just getting into some of our buildings, like, and especially like the shop, where this thing barely fits into the shop through the door. So it's like, yeah, tracks would be nice for that kind of aspect of it as well there too. Just it makes it a little bit skinnier. Alright, we're good. We got 31 acres. Actually, here, I should show you guys. And if you guys have issues with seizures, I am going to be showing off the screen here quick. That way you guys can kind of see. But yeah, you can see right here, we got 31 acres done, and we can actually watch that number go up. So we go 31.25, 26. So yeah, we could definitely get some acres done in the day. There's all of our tanks. So like I said, the front two tanks here are peas. They're getting seeded at the same time, and then this back one is fertilizer. Hopefully we have enough fertilizer to finish here too. Yeah, and then we got our fan speed down here. And yeah, you can actually see how many acres per hour. So we're getting about 27 acres per hour, going about 3.7 miles an hour. So yeah, not super fast today. We just don't want to plug up any of our runs type of thing here. And yeah, we can actually change all these things too. So like right now, oh, there's our little alarm. That thing goes off all the time. Yeah, we can actually change some of these. So we can change it to our hydraulic oil temperature if we want to, and you can just kind of customize everything however you want it type of deal. But I always like to have our hydraulic pressure on there, and then our engine oil temperature and stuff as well there too. Actually, I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure that's our hydraulic oil pressure. I don't think that's the engine one. I guess I'm not even 100% sure on that. That's the thing, there are so many different little buttons and stuff and all kinds of different things on these tractors, and especially these computers. You can definitely get 100% lost in just the computer too. Oh, 110 for the day. Matt definitely got a little bit earlier start than I did. I don't think I started seating until about 9 o'clock, so by the time we got filled and stuff, it was a kind of a slower start to the day out here. But like I said, we're not in a super huge rush because this is the last field for us, so. That's good trail, I like that one. There we go, let's go Cats! No, Mama Bear, so sometimes we do actually fertilize afterwards, but this year we're not going to be doing any fertilizing after seeding. So that's why I was kind of spreading all that stuff in the winter with that little white truck, spreading fertilizer ahead in the winter, so that way we don't have to do it afterwards. So that's usually kind of how you do it. You can either spread solid fertilizer before you seed, or you can come in with liquid fertilizer after you seed. So yeah, some years, just depending on the year, some years we will fertilize after we seed with liquid fertilizer, and we put that down with the sprayer and not the spreader truck. So it's just little different ways you can do things, and just kind of depends on the year there too. That was a really good question, Mama Bear. Thank you, Trio. Shooting some of those fertilizer arrows out there. Always appreciate that, buddy. Alright, and I did want to keep an eye on that because I think we have about 40% battery left, so we can still go for a while here. Like I said, actually, when we get done here, we're probably going to go give Mr. Tony Miff a raid over on the Twitch side of things. But we'll see how much battery we have left. And I should have a little water here, too. But I can show you guys what I found first thing in the morning, actually. Right when I was starting this field, right in front of my tire, we had a nice little deer antler here, so just a chunk of it too, which I'm glad I caught it because this end's pretty sharp actually. But yeah, there's just a little chunk of some deer antler sitting out in the field here, and like I said, right when I was starting, I always like to kind of walk around the air seeder before I start the field. I'm glad I did because I walked out, this was standing about that far away from one of my tires here, which it's small enough I don't think it'd cause an issue, but sometimes you never know with antlers. Sometimes they'll just poke through a tire randomly type of thing. It's never fun having those go through there either. We had one on our sprayer tire a couple of years ago and it's stabbed right through the sidewall, so. Oh, from Central Alberta, nice. Agronomy certificate, that is awesome there, Scoutworks. Yeah, welcome in, I'm glad you found the channel there. Yeah, you're kind of sort of neighbors to us here, so yeah. I'm about 50 miles away from the Canadian border up here, and yeah, about from the Alberta border actually, so yeah, I'm kind of your neighbor just down to the south here. That's pretty awesome. On the game, I fertilized before and after planting. Okay, yeah, that's the cool thing too, Mama Bears. Yeah, you can kind of do it sort of similar to how you do it in Farming Simulator as well there too. Yeah, and usually in game, I guess it kind of depends on the play style I'm doing too, because I am kind of trying to do that organic farming play style in Farming Simulator right now, so it's definitely a little bit different. But yeah, they did a pretty good job at getting things right and how you can do things in Farming Simulator as well there too. Alright, we're getting a little bit closer to the end here, and actually here I'll show you guys. We can look at some of the neighbors' field out here too. When we get a little bit closer, I'll show that actually. But yeah, this is some of the neighbors' spring wheat. I think it's spring wheat that they seeded down here, and they seeded this like 4 or 5 days ago. It was last week sometime. I think it was last Thursday maybe, or Wednesday. And it's already greening up pretty good there too. So like I said, when we get a little closer, it might be a bit easier to see. Yeah, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what crop it is, but whatever it is, it's coming out of the ground there pretty quick. That's been always interesting. Some years the crop really bounces out of the ground, and other years it takes a little while to kind of get going type of thing. All the birds straight down during seeding. Yeah, that's the other thing too, guys, is yeah, just even different farms, just different ways you're doing it. So there's a lot more guys running like liquid fertilizer carts behind their air seeder. So they'll actually have another cart behind their entire air seeder, and they'll be putting liquid fertilizer down at the same time with everything else, so you can kind of do it all in one go type of thing. There we go. Like I said, there's the neighbor's field. It's pretty tough to see, but there is a little green out there type of thing. We got to get turned around here so we don't seed into their field. I don't think they'd appreciate that. So, but yeah, we always try to get kind of as close as we can without going through the neighbor stuff. We're definitely running the tires over their field, but that's okay, because I do see that they seeded into our field too. So that's definitely the thing with farming. You do want to be on good terms with your neighbors, especially when you're farming literally like right next to each other's fields, because yeah, some years you accidentally get a little bit too far over into their field, and some years they get a little bit too far over into your field. So it's always just simpler if you're on good terms with everybody type of thing. Yeah, it's always the worst, especially when it's an antler there too, Scoutworks. It's like, can't really do much about it unless you see it type of thing. It's just kind of like one of those things that just happens is you'll get back to the yard or you'll start noticing a little bit of some wobbling in the tractor and look out there and there's just an antler stabbed in the tire and you're just like, I guess I should have maybe been paying more attention or something type of thing, but it happens to everyone. How's it going there, Gaming with James? Nice to see you. Got some revision for my exams tomorrow, but oh no, that's awesome, buddy. Yeah, actually, I kind of forgot it is finals week for lots of colleges. So yeah, guys, anybody that is in college there, or university type of thing, good luck with your guys' finals. It is pretty important time of the year and extremely stressful and stuff there too. So yeah, guys, yeah, like I said, hope you guys do well on your finals and all your college exams there. Make sure to have a little fun when you get done there too, because a good part of college is always enjoying yourself as well there too. Oh, how many rounds? I got quite a few rounds there, Trio, but we got probably about 95 acres left is how much we have left type of thing here. Let's see, you put dry on before planting and then work it with use some liquid when planting. Okay. Yeah, that's, you guys probably have it different because that's like some of the crops that you guys do over there, Neil. I don't know how it is for fertilizer and stuff for some of those different crops, because that's the other thing too, is different crops use different amounts of fertilizer as well, and you guys do get to see that in Farming Simulator with precision farming, because yeah, some of those crops use more fertilizer than other ones do. So it, yeah, it just kind of depends on which crops you're doing and how much you're putting down. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of different for everything, which makes things fun and kind of confusing at the same time, especially if you're doing like 7 different crops. Then when you're trying to fertilize, it can be extremely interesting. Liquid bird system for... Oh, man, that is... You guys are going to have a massive setup there, Matt. Or is it going to be an extra tank, I'm guessing? Because, yeah, that is... You guys are going to have a train behind that thing. Yeah, Mama Bear, we will roll some of them, and I'll actually kind of talk about that a little bit later. But I did see MT Pockets popped in here. So good morning, MT. Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so Mama Bear, we don't roll all of our fields. So in Farming Simulator, that's something they kind of got a little bit wrong. You don't get any yield bonus. Yeah, rolling does not help you get any yield bonus at all. If anything, it actually like decreases your yield. Because when you're squishing the ground like that, it's actually making it flat, and it makes it harder for the rain to get into the ground. So there's actually a higher chance of the rain kind of just hitting that really flat ground and then just kind of going away instead of going into the ground. So if anything, it actually slightly negatively impacts your yield. However, it does make it nice for squishing the rocks in for your shorter crops. So all of our peas, we're probably going to roll that ground. And actually, I'm about 90% certain we're going to roll all the pea ground. But then for our spring wheat and our winter wheat, we don't roll that because the wheat's a taller crop, so there's no point in rolling it because you shouldn't be on the ground hitting all those rocks anyway type of thing. But that was another really great question there, Mama Bear. Yeah, fertigation, okay. Yep. Do you guys do much of that, Neil? So that's actually something we used to do on our pivots, and if you guys can see it, you can maybe actually see the center pivot out there, and there's a couple big tanks next to it, and so that's actually what Neil's kind of talking about, is that fertigation. So that's something we did used to do, is put liquid fertilizer through the pivots along with the water. However, we did stop kind of doing that because liquid fertilizer is extremely corrosive, and we were actually having some issues with the corrosive liquid fertilizer actually rusting the galvanized pipe, which galvanized steel isn't supposed to rust as bad, but it still started rusting some of our pipes. So we stopped doing liquid fertilizer through our pivots. We do just water now, just because it is a little bit easier on the pivots themselves. Yep, yeah, and there Matt answered it as well there too. And sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat here. Yes, and yeah, Matt is doing an awesome job answering that. Thank you, by the way, for answering that, Matt. It kind of helps out. Yep, yeah, pretty much almost like the game there, Mama Bear. And Eric, the Crazy Vikings, eating and do a little lurking. Hope you're having something good. Actually, I about guarantee you're having something good. Eric always sends me pictures of his food. It looks amazing. That's like the pasta the other day. Oof, that looked delicious, especially with like the real grated cheese on there too. It's like, oh man, you can never go wrong with some pasta. So yeah, that one looked absolutely delicious there too, Eric. Yeah, that is gonna be so huge there, Matt. That's like, so yeah, if you guys don't know, Matt Woods' air seeder is huge compared to our setup. Yeah, if you think our setup here is big, his is even bigger than ours is. And he's gonna make it even longer, adding a liquid cart to the back of it too, so it's gonna be huge. And like I said, hopefully one of these days I can actually run up there and go see Matt's operation and maybe get a little footage of that for you guys, because he did invite me up there to ride in the tractor with him, and we can kind of talk about different setup, because yeah, he runs a Case IH quad track and then a Morris air seeder, which is something we don't have in game. So I know a lot of you guys haven't even heard of Morris before, even probably. Yeah, that is like some of those things I kind of wish they would have done a little bit better, Eric, especially that's like you're talking about like the hay drying and stuff. And I think like FS19's precision farming actually did a lot better job on some of that stuff than FS22's precision farming did. We've chatted about that in other people's streams before, about how like the FS19 seasons was, or not seasons, well, seasons and precision farming was, yeah, just a little bit better than FS22's was. It almost feels like they went a little tiny bit backwards on some of that stuff. Because, yeah, there is some of us that like to play the game very realistically, and yeah, Eric the Crazy Viking is one of them. Doesn't like doing any of that fast farming or anything. There we go. Yeah, and that's, like I said, Mama Bear, it is, yeah, just slightly unrealistic compared to how it is in real life, but I always do it in the game too, just because it does give you that little extra yield bonus there. There we go. Yep, Joe wants to definitely see some quad track footage. Actually, yeah, my other uncle, that's what he runs too, is a quad track. Then he's got a John Deere air seeder he pulls with, so he runs, yeah, like the red and green setup type of thing. Yes, one of these days we'll definitely have to go get a little footage, and then my dad's got an older quad track over on his place too, but it's kind of the problem. I have all these ideas, I just don't have enough time to get all the footage is kind of my problem. So that's like, I was actually kind of chatting, my dad came over one night and we were kind of talking about it. He's like, well, if you get big enough, maybe you can get a hired guy and then you can kind of do this part-time type of thing and travel around and get footage of different stuff, because we were actually talking about the new John Deere quad track, the big massive 15 liter that's supposed to be coming out soon. He's like, yeah, you'll have to go over to the John Deere dealership and get some footage of it. It's like, yeah, I kind of wish if I had time type of thing, but maybe someday type of thing. That would be pretty cool though. Yeah, that would, it'd be fun getting to collab, and that's, some of my other buddies got some pretty cool technology. I definitely want to show off this summer as well there too, but like I said, hopefully we kind of get caught up, and it'd be nice too, just we had an extra person around here too, because that's like I always kind of talk about it. My uncle is getting a little bit closer to retirement, so he's definitely doing a whole lot less every single year, but I don't have a ton of extra hours in my day as it is anyway, so it's kind of just a little bit hard sometimes getting everything done that I want to, which that's just how life goes too. And Jewel, good morning. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you. There we go. And there's Jewel, the Jets channel. Guys, actually, if you guys are trying to learn about some map making and modding for Farming Simulator, go check out Jewel's channel, because she does some extremely helpful videos on actually talking about map making for Farming Simulator. Yep, there we go. There's another person. Julia just said it as well there too. Oh yeah, that's another channel. I kind of completely forgot about him there, Neil. That's like I always talk about it. Oh, all these other YouTube channels and stuff. And like I said, I think I've maybe watched part of one of Welker's videos and part of Millennial Farmers and maybe almost one entire video of Pull the Corn Stars. But yeah, I don't have enough time to watch everyone's videos. But yeah, Fast Ag, that's another one I forgot about in Montana here. It does a great job and has some large equipment too. NPKS for yeah, that would be another nice part of it too there. Scout Works is, yeah, if we actually had the different fertilizers, because that's like today we're putting down phosphorus right now, and then when we're spreading and putting down liquid fertilizer, that's nitrogen. So there's different fertilizers as well too, and I actually did chat about that kind of quickly in one of my videos from a couple of weeks ago here during seeding time. But yeah, it's not just fertilizer in real life. There's different types of fertilizers and different blends of fertilizers, so some of them are going to be mixed differently as well there too. And yeah, so any type of fertilizer, there's usually 3 numbers. So that's like 40 rock is like mostly phosphate, and then liquid fertilizer, or liquid N is what we call it because it's mostly nitrogen. And then urea is another solid type of fertilizer, and that one's mostly nitrogen as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, that was another good point. I didn't even read the whole comment there, Scout Works. Yeah, if we had insecticides and fungicide problems we'd have to do, that would be pretty cool too, because yeah, that's like chickpeas are really bad for having some disease and stuff in them. You got to be really careful. So yeah, I think anything that would make the game just a little more realistic would be really awesome. Hey there, Travis. Good to see you, buddy. Yep, driving your tractor again, buddy. Man, I couldn't imagine a 100-foot drill. It's like 60 feet, a good size, and you definitely want to have some big open fields, especially for turning around and stuff. You got a 100-foot air seeder, that would be just massive. Yeah, that's actually the tough thing too, Joe, is it is kind of hard watching some of those videos as well too, just because we do the same thing and it's like I'm literally living that same exact thing every day type of deal. But it is always fun sometimes. Like I said, I don't watch many of them, but it is always cool just kind of seeing some of the things they're dealing with as well there too. But yeah, it's just different for us watching some of these videos and seeing some of the stuff they're doing. Blended nitrogen, phosphorus. Okay, so yeah, you're running one of those blends there too, Matt. That's interesting. So yeah, it's different people doing different stuff, and then it depends on your crops there too, because yeah, it's like Matt said, he's doing durum right now. So, and yeah, we've never really done much durum ourselves, so I don't know what kind of fertilizer it needs for it type of thing. But yeah, it's not just kind of simple across the board is kind of what I'm trying to say here. There's a lot that goes into just even your fertilizer type of thing. Yep, yeah, and there we go. Yeah, Neil explained it out there too. And it's actually a lot easier seeing it in writing there too. It makes a lot more sense. So yeah, thank you for that as well there too, Neil. And we are going to actually check the battery because I did see it is getting pretty low here. We got about 18% left, so actually here, yeah guys, I think we're going to get pretty close to wrapping things up here. So if Joe or one of my moderators would like to get a link up for Mr. Tony Miff over on Twitch, we're going to do a cross-platform raid here, and or cross-streaming service raid here. We're going to go over to Twitch and see what Mr. Tony Miff is doing over there. And when we go over there, make sure you guys let him know it's a Dirt Farmer raid. And he's actually probably getting close to the end of his stream, but he always does such an awesome job, and I always like stopping in on Tony's streams. every morning during the week there and see what he's doing over there, because he does such an awesome job. And usually there's no one else streaming this time in the mornings, so I always like heading over to Twitch and seeing what Tony's doing over there. Yeah, so that's like Matt's talking about. Yeah, it just kind of goes off the soil test. So that's another thing we do have in Farming Simulator. It's the soil samples. And yeah, it's kind of the same thing like in real life here. You go through and you probe the field in a bunch of spots and try to figure out which nutrients you're low in and which ones maybe you're just about right in. And that's how you actually kind of figure out everything for the year. So yeah, we actually did some last year there, Scoutworks, and it didn't do super great just because we got hailed on pretty badly. But yeah, we had a quarter pivot here, so about 130 acres of irrigated canola last year, and it was looking super, super beautiful until it got hailed on. Obviously, kind of wrecked it, but it was looking really nice before that. We don't have any this year, but yeah, last year we had about 7 different crops type of thing. But anyways, guys, and sorry for anyone asking any questions. The battery is about to die on this thing. I actually gotta call my uncle up here. But like I said, guys, we're gonna go see what Tony's doing over on Twitch there. And I want to say thank you to everybody that hung out this morning. Like I said, this is kind of our last day of seeding. But we'll have definitely more footage kind of forever, because that's how farming works. There's always something going on. So we'll be doing something again, hopefully pretty soon. So thank you guys for hanging out. And I want to say another special thank you to Eric the Crazy Viking, gifting out 10 memberships. That was awesome. Thank you, buddy. And for the merch you sent as well there too. It was super awesome getting a package from Norway, like I said, from our good friend Eric. But guys, I will see you over on Tony's